Some props that you're going to want for today are 2 yoga blocks if you have them, or a pillow, something for you to sit on. You're also going to want a kettlebell or a dumbbell just for some of the work that we'll be doing, and then some sort of small object like a book, a water bottle, a tennis ball works as well for some of the drills that we'll be doing. So today's objective in class is going to be work capacity. So the goal is to try to get lots of reps, a decent amount of volume of tough work. The positions that we're going to go through are butterfly, bear sit, 90-90 and or pigeon, and then we'll finish in tall kneeling and the squat. So when you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get started with full body cars in butterfly. Unless you consider yourself to be extremely bendy, I highly recommend for class today that you sit up on a block or a pillow. It will definitely make it much easier. So when you're ready, sit on your block, center mat, and bring your feet together and just let your knees rest out to the side. And we'll get started with full body cars in a moment, but first let's just take a few breaths to try to bridge your Kinstretch practice today from the outside world. So what I'd like you to do is just take 5 breaths, no particular rhythm. When you're ready, let's begin with the neck. Bring your chin to your chest. Look towards your right armpit. Lean your right ear back to your right back pocket. Eyes move up to the ceiling. Look over to the left shoulder, down to the left armpit, down to center and reverse. Look to the left armpit. Left ear back to the left back pocket, eyes up to the ceiling, over to the right shoulder, down, chin to chest, number 2. As always, as we go through these beginning cars, if anything hurts in terms of the range of motion, try to just avoid that range. And reverse. And number 3. And reverse. For the neck and the mid-spine cars, try to imagine a clock face in front of you, and we're trying to work our way around all the numbers. So hug around the shoulders. Let's bring the elbows down now to 6 o'clock. Bring them over towards 5, 4, 3 o'clock, working our way up to 12 o'clock, over towards 9, down towards 6, and reverse. Try to pay attention to your knees here. Keep the knees wide open and drive them down to the floor. Number 2. Still working that clock face over to 3 o'clock, up to 12, over to 9, down to 6, reverse. Very good, one more. Keep your arms connected to your chest. Careful about lifting them up like that. Don't want to try to sneak extra range from another joint. And reverse. Very nice. If you have that extra block, go ahead and grab it. Or if you have a book or something like that. If not, just make 2 fists directly in front of you. And let's grab that block. And elbows are straight, arms are long. Shrug your shoulders up to the ears. pull the block back towards your nose, anti-shrug or drop the shoulders, and reach the block forward. Let's go 2 more in that same direction. Shrug, pull the block back, anti-shrug, reach the block forward. Shrug, pull back, anti-shrug, reach forward. Let's reverse. Pull the block back, shrug, reach forward, anti-shrug, 2 more. Pull back, shrug, reach forward, anti-shrug, pull back, shrug, reach forward, anti-shrug. Very good. Let's go to the shoulder next. Left hand just sort of sitting on the thigh or on the shin here. Bring the right arm across the midline. Bicep grazes your cheek. As you come to the overhead position, pause here for a moment to really find that straight up point, and then turn your thumb in towards your head, internal rotation. Get as much as you can, and then reach back behind you, bringing your hand down to the floor or to meet your hip. Reverse. Thumb should be pointed up to the ceiling here. Then turn the thumb down to the ground. Keep turning in that direction, external rotation, as you come to overhead and across the body midline. Number 2. Keep pushing those knees down to the ground. Make use of this really long stretch in butterfly. Number 3. And reverse. And to the left side. Right arm on the right thigh. Left arm across the midline. Bicep grazing the cheek to overhead. Hang here for a second. Get as straight as you can. Turn that thumb in towards your head and reach back behind you. Come down to meet the hip and reverse. Very good. Number 2. Really try to connect that arm to your cheek. Turn the thumb in, internal rotation, reach back behind you. Come down to meet the hip. As you reverse, see if you can reach straight back and then turn your thumb up to the ceiling and come overhead. Very nice. Last one. If you're finding that butterfly is becoming really challenging, you can just go to a seated position, bring your feet together. Otherwise, just continue to hang here. Next is elbows, so sit up nice and tall. Turn your palms out, facing forward. Flex the arm. Turn the palms away. Extend the arm. Turn the palms up. Flex. Turn palms away. Extend. Palms up. Flex, palms away, extend, keep the palms down, flex, turn, extend, turn palms down, flex, palms towards you, extend, palms down, one more, flex, palms towards you, extend, palms down. Very nice. Let's get both wrists together. So flex your elbows. Nice and tight, make a fist, and let's imagine a clock on the floor. So let's bring your knuckles to 12 o'clock, over towards 3, back towards 6, over to 9, 2 more in that direction. Keep that elbow flexed as tight as you can. 1 more, back to 6 and reverse, 3, 12, 9, 6, 2 more, and 1 more. Very good. Let's go to the hip. So hip and butterfly is really only going to be a partial range here. If you can, let's do this with hands up, or you can grab the block. If that's too challenging, take your hands and just kind of sit back behind you. But let's lift this leg up open and scoop the foot under. Try to set the knee down only as far as is comfortable. Then lift, bring the foot back under and back to the front position. So really not as large of a range of motion here, but let's work what's available to us. So again, if you need to, hands behind you, lift your left foot, scoop it under the knee, reach back behind you and set down. Lower the knee as much as is possible. Come back up, scoop the foot under, return to the start. One more, lift the foot, scoop it under the knee, reach it back behind you, set it down, and bring the knee to the ground. Very good. Let's go right side. Lift, scoop the foot under, set it down. Knee comes down as low as is comfortable. Scoop it, back to start. Number 2. Again, if this is uncomfortable to get into that end position, internal rotation, just lift the foot, scoop it under, and stop there. If this part's not comfortable, no need to try to make that happen today. Next, let's go to the knee. Knee is pretty simple here. Take your left foot, stick it on the ground. Lift up your toes, move them to the outside as far as you can, set them down. Pick them up, move them to the inside as far as you can, and set down. 2 more just like that. Lifting up, toes outside, lifting up, toes inside. Pick up the leg, return to start position. Next, right foot comes up, flat on the ground. Grab the right knee, toes come up, reach them to the outside, lift them up, reach them to the inside, set down. 2 more, lift, toes outside, set down, lift, toes in, set down, lift, toes out, set down, lift, toes in, set down. Last one will be ankle. Same thing as before, take that left foot, put it down towards the ground, and then lift off the ground. Hold that shin tight to your body, and let's imagine the clock. So let's take our toes down to 6, over to 3, 12, 9, 2 more in that direction. Moving counterclockwise here, and reverse, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 1 more. Very good. Back to start position. And right ankle. Hug that thigh and shin close to your chest. Let's go clockwise direction with the ankle. And 1 more. And reverse. Excellent. So no need to worry about toe cars. We're going to get those in just a moment. So let's practice an isometric movement path from butterfly. I'm probably going to lose my headphones here, so I may have to grab them in a moment. Let's go from butterfly to bear sit. So let's start with the left leg. What I want you to do is pick up your left foot off the ground, open that thigh as wide as you can, and set it down on the ground, toe pointed out. Next, let's get the right side. Pick that foot up, open as wide as you can, toes are pointed out. So you're now in bear sit, hands are up. If this is too tough to have your hands up, stick them behind you and just sit up nice and straight. Let's return to butterfly just for some additional practice. So lift that right foot, bring it in as tight as you can and set down. Lift the left foot, bring it in tight and sit down. For you guys who maybe didn't choose to sit on a block, this is the first part where you're going to feel that this is really challenging. So if you have that block nearby, sit yourself up a little higher, should be comfortable or more comfortable. Let's return to bear sit. So Pick up that left foot, open the thigh as wide as you can, toes pointed out. Pick up the right foot, open that up, toes pointed out. And now grab onto the shin and sit up nice and tall. So you now should be in bear sit. It might be getting a little stretch in the groin or something like that. Same thing as before, if this is uncomfortable for you, you might want to try half bear sit. So maybe you just have one leg here and only the other one open. If it's still uncomfortable, maybe hang out in butterfly or something like that. So from here, let's work on knee internal rotation. So it's really important that you be as wide as possible here. So if you feel like you can get a little more open in bear sit, open that up. What we're going to do first is work on knee internal rotation. So lift the toes, and what I want you to do is keep your elbows against your knees and try to turn your toes so that they're pointed in front of you. And then turn the toes back out, turn the toes forward, toes back out. Let's do 3 more. Toes forward, toes out, toes forward, toes out. Last one, hold on toes forward, and now grab your shin. And I'm going to reintroduce you guys to the arch of your foot, which should be really fun. So from here, see if you can start to flex the foot forward and get your big toe on the ground. If you're not able to get that big toe on the ground, you need to go wider in your stance. So again, open that bear sit up, turn the toes forward, and then press them down to the floor. Now from here, we're going to go into toe cars. Now you may need some assistance. You can hold your toes down with your fingers if you need to. What we're gonna do is work the toes, we're gonna work the ankles, and then the knees and hips, and then start to get to some of our bigger stuff. So let's take a look at the right foot. What I want you to do is press your big toe down and lift your little toes off the ground and set them down. If you can't do that, take your left hand, place it on your big toe, pick those little toes up, set them down. Pick them up, set them down, pick them up, set them down. Next is big toe. So keep that foot where it is. If you need to put the fingers on those little toes, you can. Lift that big toe off of the ground, set it down. Lift it up, set it down. 3, 4, and 5. You may get a cramp in your arch here. Try to just keep that big toe planted on the ground. Let's go to the left side. Same as before. Lift the little toes, set them down. Lift, down. Lift, down. Lift, down. One more. Lift, down. Again, if you need to, you can use your fingers here. Next, lift the big toe, up, down, up, down. 3 more, up, down, up, down. Last one, up, down. Very good. Let's do 1 more of each. Hopefully you guys are doing okay with the arch. Just want to bring attention back to what's going on with the foot here. Should have your heel on the ground, the ball of your foot under the pinky, and the ball of your foot under the big toe. Again, if you're having trouble getting the foot down, open that stance up wider. Maybe bring your legs a little closer so you can get that foot flat on the ground. So next, let's go back to the right foot. Lift those little toes up, set them down, lift them up, set down, lift up, set down. 2 more. If you need to, hold that big toe with your finger so it doesn't come up also. Good. Next, the big toe. Lift. This is where you should start to feel that arch take over. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Left foot. Little toes up, down, up, down, up, down, 4, down, 5, down, big toe, up, down. Again, if you need to, hold those little toes so you can lift that big one. Down, 4, down, 5, down. Very nice. Now, keep this position, bear sit with the feet forward. If you have your other block or your kettlebell nearby, I'll change my position so you guys can see this. We're now going to go to passive range holds at the ankle. So the objective here is to try to find passive range on the ankle. So we're in bear sit. Again, our toes are pointed forward. You can now lift the foot off the ground, except for the heel, and stick that kettlebell right in front of your foot. Either the handle or the side of the handle will work really well. Kettlebells are great here because they're not really going to move on you. And what I want you to do is pull your foot up as high as you can. And so now you should be in a stretch at this foot, maybe in the back of the calf or something like that. Move forward just a little bit so that it's not as aggressive. And then from this position, try to lift your toes off of that object. So I'm going to demo this with a yoga block just so you guys can also see it if you have a pillow or a book or something like that. So my toes are going to be right on this block, sitting tall, and I'm just going to lift my toes away from the block. So when you're ready, let's do the first set on the left side. Lift the toes off the block, set down. This will be a set of 5, 3, 4, 5. Take that block, switch it to the other side. Now remember, you want to be as close to end range as possible here. So you don't want that block to be all the way down here and then you're getting like 3 to 5 inches away. Try to get it as close as you can and just work through that small range. So let's pull the foot away from the block or the kettlebell. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Let's go to the other side. Back to the left. Toes are pointed forward. Object is pushing your foot towards its end range, getting as close to the shin as you can, and lift off that object. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Back to the other side. Last one here. Pull the toes away from that object. 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. All right, so turn your toes back out and you're now back into your normal bear sit. We're going to do one set of hovers at the shoulder here before we go on to the next position. So let's take your hands behind your head, pull your elbows back, straighten the arms, turn your thumbs down, find the small of your back, bring the elbows in. Reverse, elbows out, extend the elbows, turn the thumbs up, come behind the head. I'll change positions for you guys here just so you can see. Should still be in your full bear sit, toes pointed out, hands behind the head, pull the elbows back, extend the elbows, thumbs down, find the small of your back, elbows in, reverse, elbows back, extend the elbows, thumbs up, hands behind the head. That's number 2. Let's get 5. Extend the elbows, thumbs down, find the small of your back, extend the elbows, thumbs up, find the back of your head, elbows collapse, open the elbows, extend, thumbs down, Find your lower back, elbows in, pull the elbows back, extend, thumbs up, find the head, last rep here, elbows back, extend, thumbs down, find lower back, drop the elbows, open the elbows up, extend, thumbs up, behind your head, and relax. Nice job, guys. Whew. All right, so from here, where we're gonna go next, for some of you guys, it's gonna be 90-90. For those of you who feel like you're a little bit more flexible or want a bigger challenge, your goal is to find Pigeon. So what's gonna happen here is if you are my 90-90 group, what I'd like you to do is pick up your left leg. You're gonna lift that foot, scoop the foot under the knee, and set the knee down in front of you, and then turn forward. If you need to adjust the block, go ahead. And this should position you in 90-90. For my more advanced group who want a bigger challenge, you're gonna go to Pigeon. So where you'll go from here is pick up your right foot, collapse it in tight. You're gonna turn to face that direction as you lift the left foot and straighten it out behind you. Again, position the block so that it stays under your right hip, and then you'll find yourself in Pigeon. So again, whether you're in Pigeon or you're in 90-90, what we're gonna be doing here is gonna be the same, so don't worry about which one you're in. Totally fine. Now, what we want to do is let's focus on this right leg, training this hip. If you're in Pigeon, square up the left side of your hip so that both sides are pointed forward. If you're in 90-90, just double check your knees, that they're 90 degrees, and that your thighs are 90 degrees from each other. Now, we're going to work on the front hip. What I'd like you guys to do is spill your belly button down to the ground. Lift your chest up and tall and reach it out over that hip and over that right knee. What we're looking for here is a stretchy feeling in the back of the left hip. Once you find that stretch, let's relax into it. Again, if you're having trouble finding that stretch, let's work on those couple things. Spill the belly button down to the ground, let your back arch. Lift the chest up and reach it out over that leg. Few breaths here, and then we'll start our first set of Pales Rails contractions. So the objective of Pales Rails is to increase range of motion. So you want to make sure you have that stretch. There should be a stretchy feeling in the back of the right hip. So let's begin. Regardless of position you're in, start to notice your right ankle and any tension that ankle has with the floor. Press your right ankle into the ground while keeping your right knee light at about 20% effort. And let's ramp from 20 to 60 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push that right ankle into the ground at 60% effort for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try, if you can, to lift that right ankle off of the ground. Again, light in the knee, but trying to lift the ankle and get deeper into that right hip stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in. Push into the ground with your hands and drive the right ankle into the floor at 60% effort. 60 ramping to 90 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push that right ankle down at 90% effort for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, try to lift that right ankle off of the floor and pull your chest further out and forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't get out of that range yet. Hang here. When you're ready, take a deep breath in. Final set. Drive the right ankle into the floor at 90% effort and find your safest, greatest effort in 3, 2, 1. Push that right ankle down. Everything you've got for 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Final set. Try to lift that right ankle off of the ground. 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Nick, I hope you're in Pigeon. I put this one in there for you. Those of you who are in Pigeon, what I want you to do is lean forward, lift up that back foot, and bring your left knee towards your foot. So this is going to give you a position similar to 90-90. For those of you guys who stayed in 90-90, you're going to be exactly where you were before. And let's just turn our attention to this back leg. So whichever one you're in, either Pigeon in the modified 90-90 or regular, let's look to this back leg. We want to get a stretchy feeling either on the top of the hip or on the front of the hip. So we achieve that in 2 ways. The first is to start to turn your chest back towards your heel. So the further I can turn back towards my left foot, the more intense the internal rotation feeling on this leg. If you need to increase that stretch further, imagine sinking the left side of your butt down into the floor. If you guys have great internal rotation but not great external rotation, you may find that if you take the block away, you get the stretch feeling that you're looking for. So let's find that stretch. Chest turns to the foot. Left butt cheek sinks down to the ground. Couple breaths. And when you're ready, let's begin Pale's contractions. Drive your left ankle into the ground at 20% effort, ramping from 20 to 60 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push at 60% effort for 10. 3, 2, 1. Try to lift that ankle off of the floor for 5. Try to turn closer to it as you do. 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. If you need to, grab this front leg and kind of push down on your thigh. It'll give you a little more anchor position to drive that ankle down. So let's drive the left ankle into the floor, ramping from 60 to 90 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push 90% effort for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, try to lift that ankle off the ground. Twist your chest closer. Try to find a deeper stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And final set. Drive the ankle down into the ground. 90% effort, ramping to your safest, greatest effort in 3, 2, 1. Push at your safest, greatest effort for 10. And reverse, try to lift that ankle off the ground. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Very nice. If you are in Pigeon, take that leg, lift up, extend and return to pigeon. If you're in 90-90, just stay there. Let's do one set of hovers here, and then we're going to flip to the other side. So hands behind the head, and elbows come back. Extend the elbows, thumbs down, bend the elbows, let the elbows drop. Open the elbows, extend, thumbs up, hands behind the head, drop the elbows. Number 2, elbows back, extend, thumbs down, find the small of your back, drop the elbow, reverse, drop. Number 3, and reverse. Number 4, open elbows, extend, thumbs down, behind you, drop, reverse, and drop. 5th and final one here. And reverse. Excellent. All right, so let's go to the other side. Whether you're in 90-90 or pigeon, take that left leg and let's get it up off the floor and bring it in close to your foot. Scoop that left foot back to your original butterfly position. This front leg, either if it's in 90-90, needs to collapse, or if you're in pigeon, can stay right where it is. If you're on a block, slide it so it's under your left butt cheek. And let's get ready to transition to left pigeon or left 90-90. So if we're going 90-90, let's pick up this right foot, set your knee down, open that knee to 90, and take that front leg and open up to 90-90. So this is the easier version for you guys, again, who want the bigger challenge. You can pretty much keep this foot right where it is and reach this right leg back behind you, finding yourself in pigeon on the left. So we'll start our left side series on this left hip in just a moment. So make sure you guys are comfortable. Again, use that block if you need it. This side I might need 2 blocks. We'll see. And when you're ready, let's find a stretch on the left hip. So spill the belly button forward. Square up your right hip with your left if you're in pigeon. Lift the chest up and out over that leg. And try to find that stretch in the back of your left hip. Once you've got it, let's drive left ankle into the ground, 20%, ramping to 60 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push your left ankle into the ground at 60% effort for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to lift that ankle off of the floor. If you found that stretch, that ankle won't move. If it moves a little bit, you got to find a bigger stretch on the next round. And let's reverse. Drive the left ankle into the floor. 60% effort, ramping to 90 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push at 90% effort for 10. 3, 2, 1. Try to lift that ankle off of the ground. Reach for a deeper stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final set. Drive left ankle into the ground. 90% ramping to your safest, greatest effort in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push at your safest, greatest effort for 10. Last one on this hip. Give it everything you got. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to lift that left ankle and reach for that deeper stretch. 3, 2, 1. Whoo! Next, let's get this right leg, if you're in pigeon, up into collapsed 90, just like this. If you're in 90-90, go ahead and turn your chest to that right heel or that right foot. We'll go over the stretch again. To find that stretch, turn your chest back towards your right foot. Let that right butt cheek sink down to the ground. And when you're ready, let's drive the right ankle into the ground. 20% effort. Ramping to 60 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push at 60% for 10. The knee is light, the ankle is heavy. 3, 2, 1. Try to lift that ankle off the floor, and as you do, turn your chest further back towards your foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. Drive the ankle into the ground. 60% effort. Ramping from 60 to 90 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push at 90% for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to lift that ankle. Reach for more range from your chest. 3, 2, 1. And final set, here we go. 90% effort, ankle into the ground. Ramping to your safest, greatest effort in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push for 10. Everything you got. Last one on this hip. 3, 2, 1. Try to lift that foot off of the ground. 3, 2, 1. Very nice. My folks who are using Pigeon, let's lift up the whole right leg. Reach it back behind you. Sit up nice and tall. And let's do final hovers here. Hands behind the head. Elbows open. Elbows straighten. Thumbs down. Find the small of your back. Extend. Thumbs up. Find the head. Extend. Thumbs down. Find your back. Extend. Thumbs up. Find your head. 3 more. Almost there. Don't worry, guys. Save the best for last. 2 more. And last one. Very good. Now from here, we're going to make a transition to kneeling. So let's work our way back to butterfly. So those in pigeon and 90-90, let's lift this back leg up, bringing foot center towards your hips. If you're in 90-90, collapse this foot in, coming back to center, finding yourself in butterfly. Now we're going to go from butterfly to kneeling, and then to get from kneeling to tall kneeling, you just sort of lift yourself up. So take your right knee, set it down on the ground. If you need to, stick your right hand behind you. Lift the left knee off of the ground and see if you can place it on top of the right knee. If you're doing this with no hand on the ground, congratulations, extremely advanced. Otherwise, from here, you can now roll up onto your knees. Now, we don't need to sit all the way in collapsed kneeling. Once you're on your knees, let's come up to tall kneeling. So we're going to do 2 sets of something from Strong Endurance. This is called slow fiber hypertrophy training. What I'd like you guys to do, I guess I need to face the clock so I can see. We are going to try to take 30 seconds to get from this position, tall kneeling, to as low of a bend as you can. So if you already know that you need a yoga block or a blanket on top of your calves to accommodate this kneeling position, go ahead and get that prop set up now. When you're ready, let's start in tall kneeling. And what I want you to do is just break the hips and start to sit back. We're going to do this for 30 seconds. And just get a little lower, bit by bit. You're at 10. Just a little lower. You're at 20. 25. 3, 2, 1. Sit down as low as is comfortable for you, and then immediately reverse direction for 30 seconds. You are at 10. You are at 20. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lock out at the top. One more rep. Welcome to the fun stuff. When you're ready, start to sit back. And here we go. 30 seconds. Make it nice and slow. You're at 10. You're at 20. 3, 2, 1. Find your lowest position and immediately reverse. Start working your way up. This is final rep. You are at 10. 20. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice, guys. All right, final piece here. Balance on your right knee. Lift your left knee up to half kneeling. Tuck your right toes under and spin your right knee out so that you're standing up facing 90 degrees. We're going to do the same thing but with our squat, and then that's where we'll end today. So when you guys are ready, set up for a squat, however's comfortable for you. And breathe freely, so don't hold your breath on this. When you're ready, let's take 30 seconds. Find the bottom. Ten. 20. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse direction. 10. 20. And 30. Shake it out. We'll get one more squat. Holy moly. All right, when you guys are ready, final set here. Now here's something cool about this. If you need to, you can put your hands on your legs as you're working your way down, and you're still gonna feel tension on your legs. So don't be afraid to do that if you feel like you need a little assistance here. So when you're ready, 30 seconds, let's begin. Ten. 20. And 30, reverse direction. 10. 20. And 30. Very nice.